get more open. We'll make that very clear when that happens. Because we're still staging in the warm-up circle, that means you are taking a victory lap. When you come to the home straight, get on the apron because the group will be rolling out right behind you. So don't stay on the track. Get on the apron. The group will be rolling behind you. If you're unvaccinated, once you get into the warm-up circle, put your mask back on, please. Okay, like I said, hopefully things will change in 2 weeks. We're just not there yet. Trying to think what else. Next week we have a food truck. Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll have a beer garden. We're getting there. We're making progress. I think that's it. Andy, anything?
If you want to coordinate food trucks.
If you want to help with food trucks, yeah, talk to me. We want food trucks. Help out. Zach.
Good evening. What am I supposed to do? Rules or race schedule? All right, we're gonna. Want me to eat it? Can you talk? Can you hear me now? Yes, I'm getting thumbs up now. All right. We're going to start with unknown scratch races. No, don't ask me how long they're going to be. Lap cards will count up. And then we'll have the Kiddie Kilo, the best race of the night. Sorry, everyone. Crawl and then Kiddie Kilo, the two best races of the night. Then we go into our somewhat points races. We'll have the JB Tempo and Point a Lap. The JB Tempo for the men's 3 and the women, the Point a Lap for the 1-2 men and the Cat for men. Then we go into points races. Men 3 doing a 5x5. 1-2 is doing a 7x5. Getting you racing tonight. Women 4x5. Cat 4, 4x5. 4x4, sorry. Any questions? Orange and green? And no, I'm not telling distance of the unknowns. All right, let's race. How many laps does the Cat 3 unknown?
So that's Cat 3s, go to staging. Cat 3s, go to staging. I believe there's 18 of you. That's quite a few. Head on over, Cat 3s.
Welcome one and all. It is Friday night racing here at the Velodrome. We are about ready to get the first group out onto the track. It's another beautiful Friday night here in the park, and we're so glad to have you with us all. Whether you're here in person and enjoying the beautiful view or you're tuning in online, thank you for joining us here in Marymore Park at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. Friday night racing coming at you here in just a moment. We're going to get this first group up, the Category 3 men competitors. We've also got kids racing today, which I know if you haven't warmed up your hands and you haven't been clamping and stomping your feet, we will be making lots of noise for the young riders when they get out there. It's going to be a great evening of racing. Cat 3 is coming up first. The first kind of race we're going to see tonight is actually it's going to be 4 fields racing the same type of format. We're going to be looking at an unknown scratch coming from the Cat 3 men. On deck will be the Cat 1-2 men competitors. Our women will ride at third, and then our final group to compete will be the Cat 4 men. So our riders on the infield there are just getting themselves set and queued up as our officials. The staff in the blue shirts are the ones that are making sure everything's official today and giving our last commands before sending riders out. And our riders are now taking the track. Currently in the neutral, so the racing hasn't started yet. This is a great chance for you. Before the race starts, you get to kind of take a look at our field as they work their way around the track. No unfair starts for any of our competitors today. As long as they're all together in turn 4, they'll get the whistle and racing will be underway. The unknown scratch is pretty straightforward, except for the big question mark about how long it's going to be. Nobody knows. The distance is not yet set for these guys. They have no idea as they start the race. In fact, nor do I, and most of our staff doesn't either. There's just basically 2 people out here that know. Somebody made the determination, and our bell ringer have that knowledge. And other than that, we're all in the gray on this. We have no idea what's going on. So we'll figure out what happens in this race when the bell's ringing to let us know it's 1 to go. Then the race will be wrapping up on that lap. The whistle starts the action up. For who knows how many laps. Cat 3s are now on their way. Carl Pratis will take lap number 1. That's bib number 304. So the interesting thing about a race like this is to make the determination early on, am I going to ride consistently strong and try to be near the front so anytime the bell rings, I'm ready to go, or am I going to take a risk? Maybe take a shot somewhere in the middle of the race. This is a large field we got here tonight. Plenty of competitors showing up here on a Friday night. So if you're going to separate yourself from the field to try to win this race, you have to make kind of a big move. Sometimes riders will put those chips out and say, you know what, time to go. Let's just see if it happens, see if it works. I got a feeling it's going to be at 10 laps. Let's try there. And if it goes, great. If it's bust, good luck on the rest of the race. The safer way to ride it is to kind of be competitive in this field, keep your positioning, fight towards the front as you get down the laps, kind of pick your timings, look for the opportunity, and ready for that bell at any moment. Two laps down. If you can see the lap cards on the home straight here, they're going to be reading the laps completed rather than remaining, since obviously we don't know how many that's going to be. That'd be giving it away. All right, with 3 laps down, riders taking their turns to the front. This time it'll be Will Harrison for Apex Racing taking his turn. Riders not wanting to stay too long at the front, but again, it's at least early on, looks like riders are willing to do a little bit of work to keep this field moving, anticipating that at any moment, the race could be over. Look out for the laser, one of our young riders there in the orange helmet pulling out of the way, a junior that's been successful here early in the season in this Cat 3s. Hyun Lee takes the front for the Broadmark Realty Capital team. One of our great sponsors there in turn 1 as he rolls over the sign. At any moment in this race, again, the riders do have to be kind of in that ready position. You can see the front of the field. There's opportunities to kind of reposition since there's nobody on their right holding them in into that sprinter's lane. But in the back, it's kind of bunched up. So riders that are down in the lower part of the track, if the sprint was to be initiated at this point, would be very much out of it. So they're kind of hoping that nothing's happened yet, as it will be no bell yet. Don Wells taking his turn, cruising the front of the field. On deck, who knows when, Cat 1-2s are our next field. Down the back straight, looks like one of our juniors may be trying to be a little opportunistic here. Now moving to the blue line, that's the Jerry Baker Juniors team. The black, blue, and red, that's our very own juniors. So hey, Kiddie Kilo kids, if you enjoy what you see tonight, keep your eye on the youngsters. We got riders from 9 through 16, 17 out here riding in the colors. Itai is kind of just getting away here. He's getting a sneak ahead of the field. Either the field is not estimating that he's too big of a threat just yet, or they think they can get him back if the time is right. So Malakoff says, sure, I'll spin up a little bit. He's been riding well this season too. Another one of the young riders giving his chances off the front, just seeing what might come of it. Yeah, he danced out the front for about a lap. He'll pull up and let the rest of the field catch on. Not too big of an effort there, but enough to make some folks work for it. Nobel. Adam Leopold gets down into those more an arrow position, as you can see, keeping his head down, trying to cut through the wind and slice effectively as he takes the lead on this lap. Give himself a little bit of an opening. That's Ben Flaum in the black and orange, trying to keep tabs on Leopold, who's got himself a bit of a gap. He looks over his shoulder to see just about how much room he's got. It's a few bike lengths. It's caused the field to be rather stretched out as they try to hold on to Leopold's move. He's hoping in the next lap or two there was going to be a bell. Either that or, again, just make the field work, maybe sit back in and recover for the next effort that will be coming up. It would be an awfully bad time for Leopold if the bell were to ring on this lap, considering he just got done with this effort. He's going to want to find a wheel and reestablish himself before the next moment happens in this race. Coming out of the turn, again, that's going to be Ben Flaum now taking the front of the field. Joel Lentz in the blue pulls to the right for Apex Racing, allowing another rider to take the front. Another teammate of his actually going to be now moving off the front. Apex Racing moving things along. Starting to really string this thing out a bit. turns 3 and 4, the front of our field, about to come out of the turn here. Still not hearing a bell. I believe that's going to be Snowblin. There's the bell. There's the bell. Next lap. Here we go. First rider across the line wins this race. At the lead of the field right now, Will Harrison for Apex Racing, followed closely by Snowblin. Coming through the turn onto the flat on the back straight. Who's going to make the big move to win this thing, though? Look in the middle of the field as there's going to be a move from a few riders back. I see the speedster, Levi, making a big move from way back in the middle of the field. Coming up to the front, it's going to be a two-man sprint here in a moment. Oh, who's going to take it? The sprinter's lane. Levi's on the charge. Does he have enough speed? He will find it. Levi from the middle of the field accelerates beautifully. Austin Hildreth found a great wheel of Snowblin and positioned himself to try to win that sprint, but a little bit too much closing speed from Jonathan Levi, a rider in the black, coming from midfield to win the unknown scratch. Great stuff here in our first group tonight. Each of our fields compete 3 times, so you can kind of watch your riders and see who's racing good tonight, and you can look forward to seeing them again. They'll be racing here some more. We'll see each of our fields 3 times on a normal program, so more great racing from the Cat 3s to come up later. Cat 1-2 men are now queued up on the warm-up circle, and on deck, women competitors. All right, category 1-2 men onto the track, also for an unknown scratch. Distance to be discovered at the moment the bell rings. Enjoying what you're seeing? Well, we hope you're having a good time tonight here on a Friday night. This is our main race program of our weekly race programs that you can check out online. We've got great information on our website where you can learn more about the race nights. You can read the full race book to learn about the different types of race formats I've been talking about tonight and more. See our full calendar. Everything's found online at velodrome.org. We race Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, some Saturdays, and even some Sundays. But this is the one that we sort of advertise as our main race night of the week. So we're so glad you could join us for this. Food trucks and beverage garden to be opened up in the coming weeks. We are awaiting approval for that as we work with our partners at King County Parks. And there's our whistle. You know him, you love him. Lap 1, it's going to be Andy Baker in the white. He loves that first lap, and he will get this group started. Well, I don't know if you know him or love him, but we certainly do around here. So again, there's that mind game that has to go on in your head is, if you feel like an overly strong athlete, you feel strong in this field, you're just going to work to stay near the front and just be ready for the end of the race. You're not going to try to get too risky. If you're thinking, you know what, I gotta take a risk if I want to win this thing, I have to do something kind of crazy, then you're watching that and you're just thinking, when's your moment to go and make a big show of it? Bowie pulls to the right as he gives room for Christian Miller, and now Kenny Williams to take the front. Quick cycling at the front as nobody's wanting to do too much yet. Good maneuvering around a slight mechanical issue. It looks like we got one rider having to cruise it out without the, you can see firsthand, there's no brakes on these things. So once the drive is disengaged, you're just cruising until the bike comes to a stop. So Galen will try to get things sorted out, I think, on the in the warm-up circle. We'll see how they sort that out. Alex Siegel and Nolan Adams pull out of the way now. The two riders there at the front, 27 Siegel, number 11 Nolan Adams. So logic would lead us to think that these guys are going to get a few more laps than the previous field. That's the logical thing to predict. We just don't know how many more, and it could be less. We don't know that. It could be the same even. So you can probably imagine our riders are maybe thinking about that in their calculus of tonight's race. 3 laps completed so far. That was Leigh Thurgood on the previous lap there coming across the front of the field. Back again in 2021. 4 laps completed. Ludo Max, number 38, takes his turn at the front. The field has been moving at a decent clip here, but nothing too screaming fast as riders are being patient and sort of letting this thing ride out for a few more laps. Again, I think the guess here is that there's not going to be a bell early, at least not earlier than about lap 7, 8, or 9, and they're probably going to start being a little bit more interested in those countdowns. But we'll see. That's just my guess, too. I have no idea. At 5 laps completed, Baker back to the front, number 4. John Bowie, number 3. You can kind of take an estimation of who might be one of the stronger riders just from previous experience and what they've done in past seasons by those numbers. If it's a low number, it's one of our high finishers in past seasons. There's one of them right there. Chip Chase giving me a little bit of it's not a hard and fast rule, Chip. Bowie at the front for Baker now taking the position. We call those names a couple times. You can tell which riders want to be at the front to be able to cover anything that's going on. Baker will make the first move off of the front that we've seen for a while with Matty Hers, another rider that's been very active in this early season. Number 15 in the black, Killer Rohrbach team. It's going to be trying to match Andy Baker's pace with 7 laps completed. This rider in the white is Nicholas Martinez, number 18. He's been showing sort of the longer distance effort has really been working for him this season. So he marks the move of his teammate Andy Baker, hoping to maybe get away from this field, not having to sprint against some of the faster finishers that are out here. As riders do tend to sort of gravitate a little bit towards one side or the other, whether it be the fast finishing muscles or the more kind of quick over long distances, kind of those slow twitch, fast twitch distance or differences, you could say. At 8 laps completed, Martinez still kind of dancing on the pedals and taking his turn at the front. Riders quickly cycling now as Miller will see his opening as the field sits a little high. Not Martinez, though. He'll jump on, trying to catch on to this double move as it'll be Christian Miller. Not alone. He's got a tag along. It looks to be Ludo Max, if I'm not mistaken. So number 38 and number 5, the 2 riders now in that order with number 18 in pursuit. Oh, no. Grabbing that bell, nah, it's not going to happen. They were hoping for it. These 2 would love a bell right now as they have left the field absolutely in the dirt. And that's saying something because we're on a very clean track, let me tell you. Across from us here on the back straight is Christian Miller in the white, Ludo Max in the blue, an aquamarine color. Working together like a team as they're going to continue to try to make a bit of a gap for themselves here. Coming across the finish line, probably about 150 meters up on the field right now. The split looking pretty good for them and not looking like they're trying too hard yet to catch. They might have made the move at just the right time. These 2 are working very well together and have opened up this very nice gap for themselves. The field is certainly not sitting still. The chase starting to get a little bit quicker here as Martinez did not find the speed he needed to catch on, is being left a little bit behind and looking for the field to catch him. Up. Hey, there's a bell. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. Ludo Max, Christian Miller find themselves in the right position. Now it's going to be a 2-up sprint for the win. Bells ringing. 1 to go. 1 to go. Martinez does not want to get caught for all this effort he's put out, but I think John Bowie, the rider in the black and the green, is like, I can catch him. No problem. Watch me go. The sprint around to lead this race and to win the race is kind of right now a side-by-side rolling through turn 4, Miller and Max. Looks like Miller is going to be able to find the acceleration to win the race. Miller and Max go 1-2, and out of the field is going to be John Bowie, our rider from Liquid Velo in the black and green, finding the 3rd overall finishing position. All right. We have 3 races until the Kiddie Kilo, just to keep our parents all on schedule. We're going to be doing 2 more of the unknown scratches, followed by the Marymore crawl. Then we'll get the Kiddie Kilo going. And there's a signal to start our neutral for our women's field. Once again, the unknown scratch. Don't know how long they'll be out here for, but we'll see. On deck, Cat 4 men for the unknown scratch. If you yourself want to know a little bit more about this whole crazy racing thing we do here, might want to get your hands on one of these racing machines. We've got a way to get you hooked up. One of the easiest ways as an adult to get out here and try the track is exactly that. It's called Try the Track. You can get a sign up for that on our website, velodrome.org. Go to the education tab and find that Try the Track class that works for you. $10 gets you an hour on the track with one of our bikes and the help from our staff to make you feel comfortable and safe, get you kind of acclimated to how it feels to ride on the fixed gear bike. You don't need fancy shoes or anything like that, just a helmet, some athletic wear, and find the time that works for you. Try the track, sign up online. Racing's underway. Unknown scratch. It's also a good time for me to point out, since we got this Kiddie Kilo crowd here, that we do have specific offerings for the youth here at the Velodrome. We pride ourselves in being a place of education for the sport. So if you've got youngsters in your life that are a little bit bored at home this summer or need a little bit of summer activity, we've got a great place for them. Spots are filling up fast for Camp Velo, an entire week of coming out to the track and hanging out with us for a couple hours each day, where you get education on racing, bike handling, safety, and of course the rules of the track. You kind of figure out what all these lines mean, get to try out the racing, and it's made and built specifically for young riders to figure out how to do that. This is a great first step for any youth that want to get out here and start racing or want to know more about competitive cycling. We'd encourage you to check out the registration for that. Camp Velo can be signed up for online at velodrome.org. Again, spots filling up very quickly for our week-long camp. Check it out by heading to the website. Go to that education tab, look for the youth classes, and see if one of our week-long camps fits your summer schedule. After finishing the camp, your young rider will be okayed to come and compete on Monday nights. We have junior racing here every week throughout the summer months. Currently on track, 2 laps completed as Emily Alexander, rider 113, at the front of the field, looks over the right shoulder and moves out of the way. Riders being fairly efficient here, taking their turns at the front. Being at the front, the hardest spot, so you don't want to be there too long. You're doing more work than anybody else, obviously. Giving room for Catherine Wade Easley now at the front of the field. I'm getting a view online from Coach Amara. That's Coach Cam there, seeing the field come onto the home straight. 3 laps completed. And you're seeing that efficient pace line formation. Nobody's expecting or anticipating that this is going to be the bell lap just yet, so everybody's kind of in this, let's share the workload and keep it pretty quick. Nobody do more work than they need to early in the race. All part of the way that this racing works. Hey, you know what? If you're having a good time tonight, I do want to remind you that this is not a once and done sort of deal. We do this every single Friday night. It's a great excuse to get out of the home and come down to the park, maybe spend the early afternoon, take the dog out to the dog park, pack the evening picnic, bring it on over and join us in one of the corners and watch some evening racing. The only downside is you have to listen to my voice for 2.5 hours. For which I don't apologize, by the way. It's a great turnout tonight. Thank you for joining us here. If you're in person enjoying the racing, it's been a beautiful day and the start of what looks to be a beautiful weekend. If you aren't aware, we are streaming the racing on YouTube and on Facebook, and we'd appreciate if you are just bored at any point during the night and you're here in person, you could still get out the device and give us a thumbs up and a share on that. It would really help us with showing the world that we're doing cool stuff in here. We try to make our racing streaming available and easy to watch for anybody. You can find us at JB Velodrome on YouTube, or give us a thumbs up on the fan page by searching for the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome on Facebook. And you too can get notifications when we go live. We stream every Friday night, as well as any special race events that occur here at the track. You can also go and rewatch previous racing in case you want to learn more or see kind of the history of racing here at the track over the past couple of years. They're seeing 6 laps completed. It's going to be Annette Williams at the front. And there's the bell at 6 laps completed. We'll get 7-lap race. Williams and Edwards, the front 2 riders. Emily Alexander in the black and green in position as well. Annette Williams does not want to go early. She's waiting to see somebody who goes, and then she'll make her move. She sees Kelly. You can see her looking around over her shoulder for Kelly Darlene. She knew who she was looking for, and as soon as Darlene comes into view, then Annette Williams will get up and out of the saddle. That's a fantastic way to race from the front of the field. Annette Williams coming out of the turn. Looks like she has the second turn of speed she needs. Can she find it? Darlene and Williams. It'll be Williams over Darlene, and Edwards coming in for the 3rd place finish. Williams is looking smooth and strong here. Barely over our junior competitor, Kelly Darlene. Racing some excellent racing there in the unknown scratch and a great sprint. Our next group coming up, the Cat 4 men, are now getting queued up and ready. They'll get started by our officials in just a moment. After this, the Marymore crawl, open Marymore crawl coming up. Then the Kiddie Kilo, so don't go anywhere. We'll be queuing up the Kiddie Kilo during the Marymore crawl. So we'll ask you to come over to the grandstands during that time. That's coming up soon. Cat 4 men, you're on the track for an unknown scratch. Get that fist bump. Oh, yeah. Dad's getting the help from the fan. Yeah, that's right. Our riders are, well, I was about to say they're nothing special. That sounds really harsh. Is it true, though? I don't know. We're just locals here having a good time, you know? Like, we race every week with folks around the Seattle area. They come in from as far as Bellingham, from Portland sometimes. Working our 8-to-5 jobs, you got families. We just want something fun to do in the evenings, to be athletic, to have a community, and that's what we do here. We have a community that's around a sport. So our Cat 4 men are out here for their neutral lap. It's been a long day of teaching for me. I am nearly done and very excited. Thank you very much. What a year to put in the rearview mirror. Speaking of teaching, I've got someone to talk about in a second. As soon as these riders get started. Yo, where's Dennis Crane at? Dennis Crane, where you at? I see you. DBCphoto.com, but I'm not talking about DBC Photo. I'm talking about 36 years of teaching CTE and photography. Mr. Crane retiring. Final day of teaching for the master. Helping kids learn how to, I know, let's put our hands together. 36 years of teaching. Yeah. I saw the post the other day and it made me proud, man. That's awesome. That's exciting. We used to be a little bit closer colleagues as we used to work in the same district, but man, congratulations to you. What a year to end on too. You'll be able to tell all of your friends for years to come how great your send-off year was. I know. Man, that's rough, but that is such great news, man. DBCphoto.com, and Dennis is doing all the hard work of taking great photos here at the race. So if you want to give him a little extra celebration for his retirement, go check out DBCphoto.com and pick up a photo or two of the racing action tonight. Pick up an extra one just for celebrating the end of a great teaching career. DBCphoto.com, getting all the action here, capturing it with the camera every week, and one of our great sponsors here at the Velodrome. Cat 4 men on the track are rolling around pretty quick here. It's been an exciting field here on Friday nights. Everybody's hoping for a short race, or at least they're doing the work to make it hard early. Only 2 laps completed and still plenty of activity. A couple of very fast juniors in this field. You can tell the junior riders that are on the team by that black, blue, and red jersey that they've got, that kit for the Jerry Baker juniors. There are some juniors that don't ride in the kit. I should be clear about that. But we do have plenty of them out here, obviously, riding in the local team colors. Yeah, the home straight giving some love to the field as they go by. Mike Ritter is feeling fast from the fist bump from the kid, giving a little extra juice. Number 413 for Diner Racing pulls out of the way and finds his way into the middle of the field.
And a reminder for our athletes, the crawl is next. So if you want to start rolling for the crawl, you can start doing that. Money goes too deep today. So if you're in for the crawl, start rolling. We'll start from the warm-up circle.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we will cue Kiddie Kilo as soon as the Marymore crawl has gotten started. So we'll make sure the kids are over there and ready to go during that race. So no early bell that some of our riders may have been hoping for. And as soon as that early activity settles down, everybody wants to catch their breath because that was some fast laps. A little bit of anxiety, maybe a little bit of excitement coming out here, hoping and gambling on the short race. But we're still stuck out here on the unknown scratch. We'll see how much longer it goes for. James, Top Gun, Campbell Harris at the front. Seeing 5 laps completed. James will pull to the right, giving room for one of our junior competitors, Parker Stanford. One of the riders that seemed to be trying to make it fast early on. Back at the front and pushing the pace once again. Peter Gilchrist finds the front of the field as he's flanked by Fred Marshall, number 426 of the Trackmania team, one of our Seattle competitors. Pulls up and out of the way as well. And starting to get another move here happen off the front of the field. It's going to be marked by at least one rider. I see a couple juniors that don't want to let this thing fly. As they come through turn 3, the acceleration coming from the field. As this move happens, Joe Spranger now takes the front, and it looks like it's going to be 2 riders. At 7 laps completed, the hands over the... Oh, I thought it was coming. They were hoping for it. Would have been the perfect timing on the move for Kyle Wills, number 418. Team, hashtag Will Dynasty. Will's Dynasty. That sounds like self-promotional material right there. Our Cincinnati competitor knows what's up. So Cincinnati rider and Spranger off the front. The field wanting to keep a close watch, but not doing the work yet to chase down the 2 leaders. Hands over the rope, and there's the bell. It's 1 to go, 1 to go. Spranger and Wills off the front. Perfect position and perfect timing that could have been a little bit more perfect with the bell last lap, but you can't ask for perfection here in the unknown scratch. You can only do what you can do. Spranger comes up alongside of Wills and looks like he may have the strength to overtake and go through it to the finish line, as it looks like Joe is getting the go-ahead out of turn 4. Joe Spranger, Kyle Wills with the big move to start this. And coming third across the line, that's Carson Funt for the Jerry Baker Juniors with a great sprint out of the field as well. Our fast finishing junior there doing a nice effort. Hey, the Cat 4 is getting a nice applause from the home crowd. Appreciate it. That was some great racing from this group, as they always deliver out here, let me tell you. Marymore Crawl, if you want to compete, you should be on the warm-up circle. Cat 4s, that includes you. Marymore Crawl, if you want to compete, you're on the warm-up circle. We'll get you started up on turn 4 shortly. Marymore Crawl, open competition now on the warm-up circle. Kiddie Kilos, if you signed up for today, if you've registered, can you get your bike, your gear, and come on down between the grandstands? We're ready for you. We're going to get yourselves all set up. We're going to get the little ones closest to the track, so the younger and smaller riders will move front, and the larger, older riders are going to move back. You got the big bike, be in the back, give them lots of room. If you got the little push bike, get up on front. We're going to get you out first. We'll get you situated over there. We've got someone ready to help. Looks like at least coaches over there ready to help. Little ones to the front, the older kids to the back. We're going to get you set up after the crawl. All right, the Marymore Crawl underway, the slowest lap in track racing about to begin here. Hey, now hold on a second. That's adorable, but I don't think that's allowed. I don't know. Pay me $10 and I'll say it's allowed. I was pretty sure the rule says under your own power. I mean, it's also adorable. All right. The Marymore Crawl. Riders cannot cross this finish line until the bell rings, and they do not know how long for. In the meantime, they got to keep their bike upright without using any help except from their own legs. Since they're on a fixed gear bike, this gives you a perfect opportunity to see that, yes, these bikes can pedal backwards. With back pressure, they can keep the bike upright in what we call a track stand. Why not? Track standing takes quite a bit of coordination, a bit of practice, and a fair amount of muscle to kind of maintain that position. If you fall over before it's time, you're out. If you leave the track surface, you're out. If, of course, you use anything else to help you stay upright, Nolan. Martinez. I saw you out there. If you use anybody else to help you stay upright, that doesn't work either. So, until we get the bell, all these riders are going to be stuck back here. We got a big field out here today, and I think the money goes too deep. Once the bell rings, what are they doing? They're racing one lap. It's just one lap. That's all you got to do. Look at this at the line. It is it's already all sorts of crowded in here. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting the action cam going. Getting a closer look up here right at the riders coming up to the line. It is a busy formation. Hey, running out of running room. Adams is going to cut off. Nope, oh, okay. Get out of there. You're in everybody's way. Will Fowler's going to get out of the way, too. Yeah. Oh, there's the way for the home crowd. Let him know. Yeah, the showmanship. There we go. Come on, folks. The pageantry. Everything you could ask for. Man. Fred's up here killing it. Doing the one-handed stand. We got the one-hand standers up here at the front showing their stuff. And this is like, I think this might be the most we've had survive this far, this long into the crawl. Oh, man. Many competitors still in here. The suspense building, as is the build-up in the legs. Siegel pulls out for the race. We're down one more. Oh, man. Who's going to make the first move here as the bell's about to ring? Who's going to be able to get to the front? Oh, Waterman just has to hold on a little longer. Come on. The bell any second. Oh, it is. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It's a crowd to get down that sprinter's lane. Karlberg's going to have to jump back up as he found himself down underneath as there's a bit of a fight to get in there. Oh, JC has made it into the sprint, and he's got a big move here. Galen Erickson also makes it in. He wasn't able to race the first race. He's fresh, but so it is. Andrew Karlberg, look out for the rocket coming down the back straight. You've never seen this kind of speed coming around turn 3. Look out. Boom. Karlberg for the crawl, and JC. Yeah, there you go. Let them know, folks. That's some fast finishing speed. It's fun to watch. All right, Marymore Crawl, always a fun race. That's our local favorite here, as it was made right here in the Velodrome back when we were called the Marymore Velodrome in years past. Our novelty race all wrapped up, and now we've got an even funner one. So that got you warmed up. See, now you're all like excited because you cheered for a racer. It was fun. Now you really get to make some noise. The smallest athletes with the biggest hearts coming out here. They're going to need your support. Some of these riders are just doing the front straight. It looks like those ones are going all the way back. They're just going to finish after they get across the finish line up here. And we have one group of riders that's going to go all the way on the track and be done once they come back around. So as they go past you, make sure to make lots of noise. The future of sport here, or drawing or ballet or music or whatever it is. Today it's biking. Hey, I don't want to pigeonhole anybody. Just because they do 1 Kiddie Kilo, it doesn't mean that they have to be a racer. That's not how it works. Right, but if you win, you get like a straight upgrade right into racing. Is that how it happens? Okay. That's not true. I'm making that up. Here they go, our first group of competitors. They're all pedaling. Stay down to the left, to the left, to the left. To your left, there you go. Go, go, go. Keep going, keep going. Keep it going, keep it going. Woohoo! Nice. Oh, yeah. The scooter is scootering. The push bikes are pushing. The training wheels are training. All the way into the grass. Nice job. Keep it going. Keep it going. See, this one's looking for the crowd support. You're almost there. Do we have a mechanical on the home straight? Yeah, there we go. Need a little extra help to make it across that finish line. All right, nice job for our youngest group making it around. Hey, we're about to see our first pedal group coming back around in a moment. The big bike's coming out here momentarily. Oh, look at the spin here. Green bike's moving. Turn 4 is helping them out. There we go, making it back to the home straight. Dad's got the arm in the air. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. All the way, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep pedaling, you got this. Woo, woo, woo. All the way, keep it rolling. All the way down here, there you go. Cross that finish line, boom. Do the target. I think it's gotta cross that line. I've seen the riders. Nice. That is some color match game if I've ever seen it there. That is awesome. Dress matching the rims. That's beautiful. One more in our group here finishing in a moment. We're going to get them probably the loudest cheer of the night, I anticipate. I think they're just getting their money's worth checking out the whole race surface over there. Because really, you got to make sure it's good for everybody. Absolutely. Nice job. Keep it rolling. Here we go. All the way in. Nice work. Nice job. The red zoom is zooming in for the finish. Our next group coming on track, we're going to get a little bit bigger kids here in a moment. Get those kids out here onto the track. Yep, come on down. We do these about every other Friday, so if you find this might be something that you know a kid in the neighborhood might enjoy coming out and doing, it's free for the kids to sign up. We'll be doing these every other Friday night. And you can always double check the schedule at velodrome.org to make sure you're not getting that mixed up, as our race program will always show if we have a Kiddie Kilo on it. One fast lap around the track. Hey, here we go. Look at the size of this field. Oh, we got some out of the saddle starters too. Whoa, look at that go. The spin from these kids. Oh. Down on this. That's now that needs a cheer. Nice job. That's why we say stay down on the flat part of the track. But that's okay. These things happen. We encourage the bravery. DBC photo catching all the kids on the back straight right now. Getting that close-up action. We got another risk taker here. There we go. Get down to the left. There you go. Keep it going. Woo-hoo. Man. Coming down the home straight. Here they come. Yeah. Oh, nice. The sprint is on. Oh, man. Woo. Nice job. Over into the grass, kids. Great racing. Good job. Nice job. All the way. Keep going. Keep going. Doing great. Into the grass you go. Nice racing. Almost there. Nice racing. Those spokes are incredible. I love it. So much fun. Looks like we got a couple more groups to bring out, but that's a pretty good time for me to remind Cat 3s that they will be the next group of athletes to compete. We got 2 more Kiddie Kilo laps to go, it looks like. Lots of kids showing up today on this beautiful Friday night. Keep your eyes peeled. Whoa! Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's 1 to go. The bell's ringing, 1 to go. Woo! I know it's crowded. Get down there into the left part. There you go. I know. It's so hard to find a spot for yourself. All right. Some of our kids out here experiencing what it means to have a really, really, really small gear. First-hand experience. Want to get all these kids finished up. They'll be over in the grass, and then we'll bring all the young riders back across here once we got it all wrapped up. Here comes our first finisher coming out of the turn 4. Help him out. Nice. Smooth. And with the bell, too. Style included. Nice. Jerry Baker Jr.'s kit. Keep going, keep going. All the way. Nice job. Off to, yep, keep going all the way to the grass. Can we have some space cleared and make sure they've got a way to get out onto the grass? That'd be awesome. Yep, keep on going. Yep, give them a little bit of a lane to get in there. Perfect. Nice. Keep on going. Down the home straight all the way. Right into the grass here. Yep, we want to clear it off, so head on into the grass. Perfect. Thank you. Nice job. Nice job. All right, I think this will be our final group coming out here. Boy, look at these bikes. Might almost fit me. One fast lap. Heads up, here they come. Get ready. Woo! 1 to go. Stay below that blue line. I know it's a little tight coming out of this start. You'll find your spot. There you go. Nice. What a good start for these kids. It's a microcosm, by the way, of our excitement for cheering on for our riders. I can see it. As our youngest group is the best cheering of the entire night. As they get older, it gets a little less enthusiastic. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. Come on. We got to make plenty of noise for the big kids when they get back around. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, man. Up and out of the saddle on the track. Whew. All right, he's get back down. He knows what's up. All right, here we go. Let's make some noise for our fast finishers here. Nice work. There we go. Yeah. That was a smooth finish. Nice. Good acceleration here. Well done out here, kids. Fantastic racing. Nice. All right. And that'll do it for the Kiddie Kilo. So we're actually going to encourage all the kids and mom and dad to make their way across the track now so you can walk your bikes out down towards where you came in, please. So grab your equipment. Come on over. We're going to get you out over here. Most of you are going to want to come this way, down over the same way you came in.
All right,
just right down to the
follow me
gate.
in the middle of the track. Follow me. Everyone gets a medal, so you want to make sure you get your medal. So come on back. Go to the sign-in table. There is a whole bunch of medals for everybody because you all did amazing.
One more
All
round of
did amazing.
applause for all the
Yeah.
kids
And
and
over
for mom
there,
and
watch
dad.
out.
Round of applause, huh?
Watch
For
out,
our kids
parents
one
and
more
everybody.
time.
There's lots of bikes.
Nice job,
Go to
kids.
the table to get a medal. You all did so good. So go to the sign-in table. You all get medals. There we go. Keep going, keep going. Yep, everyone gets a medal. Go head back there. Good job. Head on back. Thank you. All right, keep going. We got to close the gate. So keep pushing forward. Just push forward, push forward. There we go. Nice job, everybody.
All right. On the track now, we got ourselves another race for the Cat 3 men. Back out for a JB Tempo race. The JB Tempo is a race that it rewards you for being at the front. You're going to get points every time you come across the line at the front of this field. It's going to be 2 to the first rider, 1 to the second. That is going to be the way the points go out, and we're just going to keep track over here all the way through the race. The rider with the most points at the end is a winner. And 12 laps of total racing. 2 to the leader, 1 to the second rider. We'll just keep tabs throughout the race. I'll let you know what I have for the points totals as the race unfolds. Racing about to start out of turn 4. Big move on the first lap to get early points is Henry Kaiser. We know him as the Laser. He's one of our junior competitors, and he is blazing here on lap number 1. Hustling right away, getting these first points. Why not? 2 for the junior. Looks like it's all going to be wrapped up already. He might even try to ride this a little bit more. We'll see. Oh, man. Lentz and Levi. I think Levi may have gotten it, but I'm going to wait for the call. It will be Joel Lentz getting the first single point there. Kaiser with the 2. Levi for 2. Lentz for 1 that time. We got a three-way tie at the top of the race right now. Unofficially, that's Levi, number 319, Kaiser, number 321, and Lentz, 310, with 2 points apiece. One of those riders right there, actually those three riders at the front of the field, you can see them lined up, is going to be those three riders. It's first Levi, then it's Lentz, and then Kaiser, our current leaders. Levi to find two more, one for Lentz, it looks like. And that will be the call from the officials as well. So 4 to the leader now, the rider in black with some blue. Joel Lentz in second place with 3 points for Apex Racing, the blue and black team. Our third place rider for Jay Baker Jr.'s is Henry Kaiser with the orange helmet. Benjamin Flom now being a little bit opportunistic as the rest of the field sits back. He's going to sit forward and accelerate. Flom finding 2, 8 laps remaining. That's going to be Will Harrison of Apex Racing finding 1 point. The rider in the front position is trying to find his way up into the top places of the race right now, hoping to find another point or two on this lap. As Will Harrison's also making a nice move here. Apex Racing going to be catching up to Fell Swoop pretty soon here. Seeing 7 to go as Flaum and Harrison coming to the line. It'll be 330 is Will Harrison getting the 2 points. Benjamin Flaum gets 1. Those two riders both have 3 points now, which is a three-way tie for second place, with Joel Lentz, Ben Flaum, and Will Harrison all having 3 points apiece. Jonathan Levi's got 4, still in the lead. He's back in the field, though, and not getting points right now, as these 2 lead riders are going to be stealing everything. So the lead of the race right now is just coming on the home straight. The rest of the field, as you can see, has a bit of a gap there. So the points are going to be going to these 2 lap after lap at this rate. Will Harrison finds another 2 points on that lap. Ben Flaum for 1 more. Our new race leader is Will Harrison off the front of the field. He's got 5. Behind him, Ben Flaum is in a tie for second with 4. He's tied with Jonathan Levi, who's back in the field, number 319. Our field just now on the back straight. We're kind of keeping our eyes on this lead group, though, as we're going to see if our lead rider can just continue to open this gap up. Harrison for 2 more. Wow. An impressive effort here. The field has not found a way to catch these 2. Harrison not interested in working with Flaum, is trying to kind of drop him at this point. Just wanting to do the solo ride, and the field right now is kind of racing for 6th place or so, as there's 5 riders with points, and if they're not going to get there and get any points, it's just going to be a tiebreaker for all the riders with 0 points, which is quite a few of them at this rate. Looking back at turn 4, I see Harrison still at the front, just going to pick up more and more. He's going to be up to 9 at this stage in the race with 4 laps remaining. He's got the lead. Ben Flaum sitting comfortably in second now with 6. Everybody else's points remains unchanged. Peter Snowblin is trying to make things move a little bit for the field. That white and black rider going down the back straight just now with the orange bike. Our leader's losing a little bit of steam, I got to say. It looks like maybe there's a little bit of energy getting lost here in their speed. Their spin not quite as smooth as it was a couple laps ago, but Ben Flaum still's got some power left in him. He'll take the lead. 2 more points for Ben, 1 for Will. Will, our leader, has 10. Flaum, the rider in black and orange, has 7, good for second. It's still Levi in third with 4. Lentz with 3, Kaiser with 2. Between turns 3 and 4, our leaders getting a little bit closer to the field now. The field's starting to sniff it out a bit. Moving in at 2 to go. Harrison still wants to fight for points to hold on to this lead. He gets 2 more, good for 12, as Flaum will get 1 more for 9 now. Hyun Lee has been sitting in this field and holding on to the pace, but not making any moves yet. He's going to be the rider trying to now make something happen off the front of the field, maybe hoping to catch in time for another bit of points here. Cat 1-2 men, you should be in the warm-up circle, just about ready to start, as we are going to get this bell now. 1 to go, and Harrison holds on for the 2, it looks like. Harrison currently our race leader with 14, Ben Flom with 10. Harrison knows what he has to do. He can actually sit up at this point if he wanted to. He's already won the race mathematically, as it's still only 2 points in this final sprint. However, there's a race going on now. It looks for what may be 5th place, as Kaiser's got 2 points. If anybody wins this sprint besides Kaiser, they may take it from him. Unless he can get another point, he can hold on to 5th. And it looks like, because the rider in front of him was a rider already with points, Joel Lentz, I think Kaiser holds on to 5th place. Lentz moves up into 3rd with that sprint, ending up with 5. Levi will hold on to 4th place. Unofficial calls coming over here, of course. Cat 1-2 men about ready to start their version of the this middle format race that we're doing. We'll get them started here in just a moment. Cat 1-2 men out for the point-a-lap race in the neutral. Another field coming on out for some great racing. We've got the women field on deck. Women's racers are on deck. Coming up next. Already active and want to join in on the sport, or do you feel like you might want to get your hands on a track bike and give this a try? The best way to do that as an adult competitor is to sign up for the adult track class. You can sign up for those 4-hour classes. They're usually held on the weekend throughout the summer months. 4 hours of instruction and help as you get out here on one of our track bikes if you need it. We'll provide you with the fixed gear bike for that $40 cost. You can sign up for one of those adult classes online at velodrome.org. Just bring a helmet, some athletic wear, and have a great time learning about the sport. We'll get you started. Just like our field's getting started with the whistle. Point a lap racing, next lap, 1 point to the leader. That's right, we decided 2 points to the leader was too generous. We got together and decided, you know what, let's be a little bit meaner. Let's just make it 1 point to the leader, and that's it. So now you have to lead the lap to get anything. And if you're not at that front position, no points for you. And on this first lap, it's quite the sprint. Oh, jeez. Matty Hers and Nick Martinez fighting on first lap here to get the first point. It'll be number 18, Martinez gets the first point. Not waiting for anything to develop in this race before just trying to drop this whole field. Now, it's probably going to do to Nicholas's benefit here to not sprint. You notice he does not compete for that point as Matty Hers gets the point that time, and then he pulls out of the way. This is exactly what the field looks like when they're trying to work together, and that's exactly what these two are going to do. They now can just share the points and keep it away from the rest of this field, and they benefit working together, taking 200-meter poles. Much easier than having to sprint against this whole field, for sure. Not easy, but certainly smart. It is worth remembering that the final sprint in this race is worth 3 to the first rider, 2 to the second, and 1 to the third. So the last lap is a little bit more valuable and could be a very big part of how this race unfolds. Our current race leaders both on the backstripe right now, just taking turns being in the lead. It's currently Martinez with 2 points and Hers with 1. Hers will take the next point here as he's done with his pole. The field's starting to get a little bit anxious. Not too enthusiastic about seeing these two continue to work so well off the front. Matty Hers looking for his point now, will be up to 2 points. And when you have these two-person teams like this, it's more common to see the full lap pole like they're doing. You take this lap and get the point, I'll take the next lap, you get that point. Looking like maybe as they're getting caught, getting a little bit competitive as Maddie Hers wants to pick up the point there before losing the lead to what looks like a charging field. He's not going to give up yet, though. Martina is going to go back in the field. Maddie looking for maybe one more chance to get a point before he's caught, and he's looking like he might find it. Not a whole lot of closing speed yet, as Maddie Hers is going to be looking for his 4th point. At 10 to go, get some help from the home straight. Off the front here. Bowie getting 2 in a row. Baker now taking advantage at the front, trying to find his first points. We did have a little bit of a fall here. It looks like whoever went down is up, though. I'm trying to see where we're at here, but got it. All right. Baker still pushing the pace, finds his 2nd point, seeing 5 to go. Remember, the last lap worth extra points, so Baker's trying to be in position for the final sprint. Baker working well here against the field, taking this opportunity to try to get away from everybody else. Chasing down the lead at Maddie Hers, who has 4 points. Baker about to move into 2nd with 3, it looks like. Seeing 4 to go. Andy Baker trying to win this thing here. If he can stay away for a couple more laps, he might be able to do so. Maddie Hers is not liking that. Number 15 is getting into his tempo, trying to pull this field back up to the current position leader. Baker on the back straight at the lead spot. Three to go. Baker with another point. Oh man, Baker's won the points, but he's not going to find it here as we're going to get Galen Erickson onto the point count, finally making a move out from the field. We finally get that catch. So this could be a very good time for Galen. Erickson going to try to look for at least a couple more, and he's going to be here for the finish. This will be point number 2 for Galen. And the bell, next lap is 3 points. That could be enough to win it as nobody's got 5 points yet. Can he get it? Tongues out. He says, I don't know. Bowie says, I'm going to go spoil the fun. Try to go find 3 points for myself. Number 3 makes the big move at the start line here. And he is on a tear. I don't think he can be stopped. It'll probably be Bowie picking up the 3. And that'll give him a 5-point total. Maybe enough to win this race. Bowie Making the move at 400 meters to go, finds 3 points. Baker coming back for the retribution, gets 2. Galen will smile as he picks up the 1. Still happy to be off the front at the right time. Annette Williams on the first lap to get the first point to start off our women's field. So our current race leader, Annette Williams, with 3 points. Edward sitting in second with 2. Kelly Darlene, I believe, with 1 is the unofficial points right now. And that was Heather Nielsen for 2. And Kelly Darlene gets another. That's 3 riders with 2 points now, as Annette Williams has the solo lead with 3 points. 2 points again to Williams, who's now at 5. I have her leading the race, and Kelly Darlene now moves into second with 3 points. They will be seeing 5 to go. Our race leaders kind of exchanging blows here. Annette Williams holds on to the lead with 6. Darlene's got 5 now for second. It'll be Annette for 2 more now as Heather Nielsen moves in for the solo point that time. Our race leader, Annette Williams, builds up her lead now to 8 points as they come across the line at 4 to go. On deck is the Cat 4 men. Kelly Darlene for 2. And getting their first point of the race, gonna be Catherine Wade Easley, number 208. What was that? Oh, here comes Annette. Around the outside, Darlene will find 2. Or one point for Darlene, I should say. And 1 to go here for the JB Tempo. It's going to be Darlene and Annette. Annette Williams with a nice, comfortable lead. Currently, unofficially, I got her at 11. The next closest rider, Darlene, with 7. Should be interesting here coming into this final sprint for the places behind them. May see if some other riders come into the front position, try to get the 2 points. And it looks like it'll still be Darlene and Williams going side by side here. Our junior rider in the sprinters lane, Darlene and Annette Williams coming in. It will be 1 more point for Wade Easley, which should be enough to move her into what I believe will be 4th place with the 2 points there. Just a reminder to everybody here in attendance, riders included, to stay to one side of the track while the race is underway, one side or the other. Once the race is paused in between races, you can make a cross, obviously, but otherwise, for the safety of the riders and everybody here, pick to a side. Thank you. Currently on the track now, Cat 4 men for the point lap. You saw this one a little bit earlier from the Cat 1-2 men. First rider only to pick up a point. It'll just be 1 point to the leader each time around, except for the final sprint. Extra points given on that one. We got 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders on the last lap. Coming up after this, we got points racing and our featured race of the night, where the riders are going to put even more effort in to pick up the points and finish the night in style with our longest racing of the night, but points racing coming up next. And that whistle did signal the beginning of the race. 1 point to lead next time. Karsten Funt leading out the lap. Kirkland Jr. competitor there, but not for long. Stan Douglas wants to get a point here early. One of our sprinters in the field showing up to pick up an early point. Yeah. Number 420 finds point number 1. For Flow Cycling Factory team, he's going to stay on it. Why not? Let's get some more points here early on in the racing action. The field's kind of rolling close, but not making the move to close down the distance entirely just yet. At 6 to go, Stan Douglas finds his second point and now sits up. More riders looking for their opportunity. It will be Spranger. Moving things along nicely from the front of the field now. Trying to get his first point, and it looks like he has the speed to carry him. Spranger for 1. Currently good for second place. This creates a bit of a separation in the field. As you now notice, we've got 4 leaders, a field of about 6 in the chase, about to come back together to make a field now. So our front group about to become a larger full field, and then we've got the chase group trying to hold on to the pace of the front riders. And here we see coming out of the turn and onto the home straight will be one of our juniors for sure. Looks like the sprinter's lane's got just enough. Parker Stanford. Looks like he might have lost it, but he got out of the saddle and picked up the pace just enough to hold on for 1. Moves him into a tie for second place as well. Another point for Spranger. Just saw 3 to go, so we're coming down into the closing laps of the event here. Remember, on the point of lap, that riders at the front on the final lap will get more points, and nobody has a big pile of points yet, so the final sprint will be very important. Nice move for the Dyna racer here. Number 434 is Scott Grinsel. Gets a point. Mr. G finding his first point tonight. Next thing that we're going to be seeing here is another point on the lead of this lap as the bell is ringing, which will set up for this very important final sprint, as nobody's got a big points total yet. This last sprint will determine much. It's going to be Spranger moving into position as the bell's ringing. 1 to go. Spranger finds another, moving him up into the lead with 3 points, and he wants to try to close this thing down. Not alone off the front, though, as plenty of riders are organizing behind him and trying to keep on to his speed. But it looks like it's still Spranger leading it out. Can he hold on for 3? We'll see. As we're watching a couple of riders making moves out, it'll be just him and another now coming out of the turn. Coming side by side is going to be the juniors and Dyna Racer. Oh, man. Dyna Racing making a great acceleration. Mr. G picking up 3. That's good enough to give the Dino Racing competitor a second place finish unofficially with 4 points. Joe Spranger, I think, holds on to the lead with 5. Those riders are all wrapped up. We're going to be calling over Cat 3 men for the points race. We got one more race to reach our fields tonight, folks. Thanks for sticking with us. We hope you're enjoying either your comfortable seat here at the track or at home as you tune in and watch the stream. Appreciate all of the thumbs up, the shares, and the comments that you put on the videos. We're getting back to them as we can. Most of the time I'm focused here on our live event, but we're also going back and checking on that. So thanks for those that are leaving some feedback for us to make some adjustments. Appreciate the effort and the kindness that you show in leaving those for us, either on our Facebook or, of course, the YouTube channel. Points racing about ready to start. Cat 3 men in the ready area and about to be brought onto the track. On deck, Cat 1, 2 men. Into the neutral for the points race. We're going to see several races of the same format upcoming here. They are going to be different distances and a different number of sprints, but the way that they all work is essentially the same. On a sprint lap, riders at the front of the field get points. It's going to be 4, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders. 5 to lead, 3 to be second across the line, 2 for the third, and 1 for the fourth rider. The final lap, so at 1 to go, they'll go 10, 6, 4, and 2. 10 points to the first rider, 6 for the second, 4 for the third, and 2 for the fourth rider. We'll add up the points totals at the end of the race. The rider with the most number of points wins. Ties are broken by position on the final sprint. This 5x5 points race now underway. 5x5, that means we've got a 25 lap race, 5 sprints, each separated by 5 laps. The first bell will be at 21 to go, and we'll have one at 16, 11, 6, and at 1. This race perfectly combines a nice, full athletic and mental set of skills, as you need to be able to not only keep track of your own points, but oftentimes those of your competitors that you're trying to beat. You have to make some calculated moves out there to decide how much effort you need to spend. It also combines great sprinting, recovery, and endurance all into one event. It's just long enough that our riders here at the track that don't train for the longer distances or don't have good base mile, this can be a bit of a longer distance for them. But you still got to have the quick finishing speed to be able to beat others in these sprints for points. One of our juniors going to showcase off the front for a bit here early on, as Henry Kaiser making a nice move here and seeing 23 to go. Will Harrison sitting at the front of the chasing field. It's been fun to watch riders coming back to the track here in 2021, of course, having their off year. Everyone's kind of been finding their way back to the Velodrome to race every week, and it's been a process bringing everybody back. Our thanks to our hosts here at the, we're so fortunate to be working with the great crew at King County Parks. Our partners here at Marymore Park have been fantastic to work with, and of course approving our safety plans and protocols and working with us to update them throughout the summer. We are very fortunate here in Redmond to have this fantastic backyard to come hang out and enjoy racing and all the other great activities that we have out here. Sort of setting things up now, this field gave a little bit of running room for Kaiser in the early move, and now our field sitting above the blue line and sitting together. As we come into the bell lap, first points of the race, one of the juniors making the move. It was going to be Levi, though, that does the big acceleration from the middle of the field, bringing with him Joel Lentz. His first time back out to the track in a bit, as we see the rider for Apex in great form tonight as well. A couple riders from Apex moving into position now, as we see Will Harrison joining in on the fun. That'll be Levi with that white bike and the black kit leading out the sprint, trying to find the first 5 if he can. Lentz, Harrison, Levi, and I got Hildreth in for the 1 point. Unofficially, our leader out of Linwood, Washington, Joel Lentz for Apex Racing with 5 points. I got Will Harrison with 3, Levi with 2, Hildreth with 1. Next, Bell at 16 to go. Cat 3 men looking nice and competitive here. The field's all together. Oftentimes you'll see after those sprints a bit of a moment to catch your breath. The perfect time, by the way, to make an attack. So sometimes that's where you'll see, if you watch the middle of the field, some riders at the front after the sprint is done will swing up high, and then someone from the middle will just launch it, hoping to kind of surprise the leaders. So you never know when that might happen. So we'll kind of keep our eyes peeled for that as we come to this next sprint, as that might be the opportunistic moment that some of these riders are looking for. Benjamin Flom at the front. Leopold. First night I've seen him back out here at the track this season as well. Finds the front. Snoblin, 17 to go. The rider in the white and the black, number 303, pulls up to the right-hand side and gives room for Ben Flom. This could be interesting. Seen enough of these two to know that they have plenty of distance in their legs. Some riders starting to think the same thing. Gene Wainwright comes down to the sprinter's lane for Dyna Racing and is going to move things along well enough to try to keep them close. Doesn't look like we're putting out massive effort as the bell's ringing from both Snoblin and Flom, but the field is not working too hard to catch yet. They might be in a really good position here for the next points. Levi at the front of the field in a great position, but a ways off the leaders. Down the back straight, it's still going to be the black and orange of Fell Swoop. Ben Flom leading things out. Flom for 5, Snoblin 3, Kaiser 2, Lentz 1. The unofficial call. Snowby off the front here. Our rider on the white and black is not going to stop attacking. He wants to try to break this field down a little bit and just keep the speed at a point where they cannot rest. He found some points in the past sprint. I've got our current race leader, though, is going to be Joel Lentz, number 310 for Apex Racing. He's back of the field right now. White bike and that full disc wheel. You can see him again just about middle of that field in turn 4 now. 13 to go. Snoby's still on the front here. He's being followed by Harrison, the rider in blue right behind him. Trying to match his speed, but not doing a lot to try to push the pace now as he watches for someone in the field to take the front from him. Nobody willing to do it. You can just see now the orange helmet of Henry Kaiser coming on to this back wheel. Itai Malakoff and Kelly Darlene there as well. So a nice little lineup of the junior team. And the rest of the field is all following in tow and all brings things back together again. Lentz, the current race leader, with 6 points mid back of the field down the sprinter's lane. Next rider with points I have in the second place position, Benjamin Flom, riding high in the middle of the pack right now, coming into a bell lap. So at 11 to go, Lots of space to move around the top of the track, and there goes the next move. Leopold takes the sprinter's lane, number 326. Black and orange of Benjamin Flom flanking him, and will soon take the lead spot. Down the back straight, it will be Flom, still riding a bit high above the sprinter's lane, so who comes down into it? I believe that's going to be Hildreth, number 320, if I'm not mistaken, making the move down into the short lane. Hildreth and Snoblin going 5 and 3, it looks like. Snoblin for 3, yes. It'll be Lentz for 2, and I got Levi finding 1. In turn 4, it's Snowby riding high above the blue line and looking for reinforcements at 9 to go. He's getting some. He'll come back into the sprinter's lane. He has 6 points, the rider in black and white at the front. Not enough to be in the lead of the race just yet. I have the current race leader still as Joel Lentz with 8 points after picking up a few more in that last sprint. A couple riders with 6. Hildreth and Snoblin tied for second right now. 4th is going to be Ben Flom still with 5. The unofficial call. Seeing 8 to go. A couple more laps before the next bell. Cat 1-2 men's points race is up next. They just saw 8 to go, so a few more laps here before we're looking for the riders to be queued up and ready to go. Some of our riders getting some cheer outs from fans on the YouTube stream. You can always send the stream to family and friends far and wide to cheer you on. Just send them the website velodrome.org/live, and they can get the live link there. They can join in on the fun, give some distant cheers for you, as I got Leopold getting some help from fans from afar. Still a lap out from the next bell, and our field showing it as they start to move up above the blue line a bit and slow down and space out. Oh, that was off a lap. 6 to go, and there's a bell. I misread that one. So as the field sits up and gets ready for the sprint, 5 riders stringing out in front of the field. Down the back straight. Oh, man. Junior's been holding on this one for a while. Looks like Kaiser and Harrison moving into position now. Snoblin also on the attack. It's going to be Kaiser coming out of the turn at the front of this thing. Harrison coming in on the move. Oh, the junior's trying to hold on to this one. Will Harrison making a nice move. It'll be the junior. Harrison, Snoblin, and Malakoff, the unofficial call. Now, a good move for the junior, as we know him as the Laser, as his nickname around here, has now got 7. Good for second place right now, so keep your eye on the orange helmet. He's moving up nicely into the finishing places. Joel Lentz still holding on to the lead by a single point, though, with 8. Snowby's moving up, too. He's got 6. Currently good for third place. I still got Flaum with 5. Oh, another rider with 6 is going to be Will Harrison, actually. So there's another rider in the top spots right now, and a tie with Snoblin. Clearly, our field has been snapped away from this lead group. They have left them behind, as we now have this group of 5 isolating themselves on the track. One rider finds themselves in between the field and the lead group. That's going to be Benjamin Flaum, one of our top points getters so far, trying to get back into this thing. The big double point sprint is upcoming at 2 to go. Right now, all the points are in this front group of 5. Remember, it's 10 points to win the last sprint, and that is going to be a very big points total in this field right now, since there's not a lot of separation between the leaders. Several riders with points means that nobody's got a lot to their name yet. Much will be decided on this final sprint as the juniors on the move again. It'll be Kaiser out of his saddle, moving ahead of the bell. He wants to get this thing going. Give him some help, folks. Here they go. 1 to go. Malikoff in position as well, number 324. Branson and Harrison, the riders for Apex Racing, have matched the speed of the juniors. Snowby's losing a little bit of ground here. It's going to be Kaiser going down the back straight. He dropped one rider in this sprint. Can anybody come around him? I think Itai's got the finishing kick. Looks like he will. Oh, he doesn't want to give this up. Look at him. He's too proud to give it up. He's going to re-accelerate it. Henry doesn't want to lose it. He wants it bad. Malikoff wants it. Malikoff for 10. Kaiser for 6. Harrison for 4 and Branson for 2. God, you gotta love that competitiveness. Did you see them over there in turn 4? Is it, you know, Kaiser's like, I'm not gonna. And then he saw his teammate coming around the corner. He's like, oh no, you don't. I gotta hold on to this. We gotta make this good. Nice, very exciting. We got more points racing coming up, so stick around. Cat 1-2 is about ready to start their event. On deck, women competitors for their points race. All right, taking the track now, Cat 1-2 men. This is gonna be a 7x5 points race. 7 sprints separated by 5 laps each for a total of 35 laps. Same rules apply as you saw in the previous race. We know it's on the way, so I'll throw out a little bit of love to them. We do have our beverage garden returning in 2021 soon. Our big thanks to our new beverage sponsor, Poststock Brewery, right around the corner, just outside the park. In fact, if there's anybody hanging out there, they might be able to hear my voice as we announce Racing Friday nights. Big thanks to Poststock Brewery, stepping up big in 2021 to be one of our new sponsors, and as well, our thanks to Locust Ciders for providing our adult beverage garden sponsorship this year. We will be trying to bring that back in the next coming weeks. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on at the track up to the minute, one easy way to do that is to follow our socials online at JB Velodrome. Again, you can find us at JB Velodrome on everything from Twitter to Instagram to YouTube. Get up to the second updates. Right now, if you're seeing on the stream, you're getting a nice first-hand view of the race from Andy Baker's perspective, one of our competitors out here on this field. He's wearing bib number 4 and giving us a bit of a first-hand view. Thanks to our community for helping the infrastructure and the technology needed around here to purchase what we needed to update some of our live stream capabilities. It's been a fun season of improvements, both big and small, to what we're able to do here as we continue to try to improve our offerings for those that are tuning in to watch racing from afar. This one's a longer race, so these early sprints, I imagine we're going to have some sprints from the group and then riders kind of coming back together again. Someone that thinks endurance might be the key to win may try to go fairly early here and make it hard as long as they can, but we'll see. Oh, Bowie making a nice move here early, well ahead of this next sprint. Another one of our extraordinarily competitive riders early in this season. I still go back to that kickoff weekend and how much fun we had watching Bowie and Baker go head-to-head over that International Omnium and how close that matchup was. 32 laps to go, and we've got a group of 3 now off the front. So most of the points are going to go to this lead 3, while the rest of the field's just going to be fighting over the scraps. At 32 to go, our lead 3 are almost halfway across the track now. That's going to be Ludo Max in the blue and black, John Bowie in the black and green, Nicholas Martinez in the white, blue, and yellow. Another one of those single digits from a couple seasons ago. John Bowie, very successful 2019 season. Getting the bell, 31 to go, and looking for points. Now, how cooperative will these 3 ride? I'm expecting some cooperation here, and that's what you're seeing. As instead of initiating a sprint, that bell really just said, the field's going to be speeding up here, guys, because they're going to be fighting over 1 point. But our lead group, again, is just kind of rolling through. Maybe a bit of a fight for points. We'll see. Currently, Martinez leading things out. Nearly halfway across the track. Martinez 5, Ludo Max 3, John Bowie 2. Out of the field, Christian Miller looks to get 1 point. So these 3 off the front are racing a really smart race here, and I do have to at least let you know, and so you're aware that if these 3 catch the field, they immediately get 20 points. So it's not just for show. If they do actually catch around the main field in this very long 35-lap race, it is very likely that they could do that in a longer race like this. If they do it, they're immediately awarded 20 points. Not a bad idea, and as long as they stay out here, they can keep picking up points. They're about 200 meters up on this field, if not a little bit more, as they cross the finish line on this side, a little bit ahead of where the main field was on the opposite side, crossing that 200-meter line. And you can see things are pretty split up now. You get an idea on turn 4 right now is the view of the leaders. John Bowie in the black and green, that lead rider. Down the back straight, we've got a breakaway group trying to do some work to chase of 3. The main field just now coming into turn 3 under the Stanley sign. Bell, I believe, next lap, seeing 27 to go for the race leaders as they came across the line. It's Miller, Erickson, and Darlene, the 3 riders lined up in the chase. The riders you see now coming out of turn 4, our lead group getting the bell first is going to be Ludo Max, John Bowie, and Nick Martinez. Still halfway up on the track from the field. Not making much ground yet, but they've completely cornered the 5, 3, and 2 in the next sprint. Andy Baker has positioned himself nicely here in the field, but we're watching right now are the leaders. All lined up. Our leaders look like it's going to be Bowie, Martinez, and Ludo Max getting the points now. Back in the field, Matty Hers comes out for the solo point at 25 to go. So not surprisingly, again, our lead group going to be doing a lot of work to maybe intentionally keep their points fairly close so that they stay cooperative. As it stands, though, if we stop the race right now, I believe it's Martinez with the most number of points at 8. Bowie, has 7, I believe, for second, and 5 to Ludo Max for third. A couple riders with 1 point apiece. That's going to be Christian Miller with 1 and Matty Hers with 1. Look how close this is getting now, folks. As you can see, our group in front just now going into turn 1. As they are coming onto the back straight, our main group, our field, is just crossing the finish line. So they have actually lost a little bit of the distance that they have, but they're still working very efficiently here and will continue to pick up good points. So the riders on the home straight with the black and green jersey, that's the lead of the race. Everybody else on the track is somewhere behind them. The next group behind them is the main field. But we see here again is our leader is going under the Greg Cycle sign. Nick Martinez now takes the front. Still plenty more time to pick up points between these three as they're about to get their next bell. Bell's ringing for points from the front of the field. Ludomax, the first across the line. Next time around, 5, 3, and 2 to those three. Looks like it's going to be Bowie this time to find 5, Martinez 3, and Ludomax 2, unless they begin to sprint here. And now our field sprint for the 1 is Galen Erickson coming up and out of the saddle, and a big move to the right as he flies out of the field, and now he joins the 1 team. Another rider with a single point, as it's been a different rider each time to pick up the back end of the sprint. Bowie, the benefactor of the recent sprint, and now the new race leader. Bib number 3 has what I believe to be 13 points, followed by Martinez with 11 and Ludomax with 7. 3 riders with 1 point each, Miller, Hers, and Erickson. Leaders seeing 18 to go. So again, everybody on the track right now is behind our current leaders on the track, and that's currently being led by Ludomax, the rider in the blue and black jersey, just now going over the Stanley sign. They will be bringing some riders down a lap here momentarily, or at least putting them into what we kind of call the no man's land. 17 to go. As Bowie brings his squad up and around and continues to maintain the front of this race, I should say. Still about the same split between the field and the leaders. So these riders that get lapped, they are not going to do any work in this, but they can follow with this field. They're just not allowed to really do much of the working here. It's 16 to go. Bell's ringing. So again, from the front of the race, it looks like maybe Ludomax will be the benefactor this time, the rider in the black and the blue, the field also getting the bell. We'll see what they are going to do here in a bit. So the first 3 riders are the riders on the lead lap. The 4 behind them are just in tow. They will not be eligible for points as they have not been caught and lapped yet by the field. Oh, trying to pick up 5 there. I don't think he quite got it. It looks like it was Max, then Bowie, and then Martinez. The sprint out of the field, though, is going to be Matty Hers finding another point, and that will be the first rider to 2 out of the field. Current race leader is still John Bowie. I got him down for 15 with second place Martinez and 13 points. Then it's 12 points to Ludomax in third, so the point totals are getting closer there. After that, I got 2 for Hers, 1 for Miller, and 1 for Erickson. That would be all the points I got at this moment. So the leaders are joined by many, but again, it's only the 3 at the front of this group that are eligible for points. Everybody else is having fun, riding with them at 13 to go. At least I don't know, I think they're having fun. Galen Erickson is the rider number 30 that's on the move behind him, but we don't quite see him yet as he's got a ways to go to catch up to this lead group. All right, 12 to go. Still our lead 3. Who's the rider with the most number of points? John Bowie, number 3, the black and green rider at the front of that main group of lead riders, which is now 3 plus 5. 3 eligible, 5 not. The tag-alongs. Behind them is the field, which currently has 6 riders trying to chase down. As the bell rings, Bowie, Martinez, and Max lined up for points. That's Andy Baker pulling up out of the way for Maddie Hers back in the field, but it will be now our eyes to see who does end up getting the 5 points on this sprint. Martinez at the front position currently. Will there be a contest for this again as there was last lap, or will we just be content to roll through with it? Looks like they're going to just keep going. Martinez 5, Ludamax 3, Bowie 2. For the field, Maddie Hers gets another. He just keeps picking them up back here. So we got 2 points to our race leader, John Bowie. Actually moves him down into second position now. He's got, this will be 17 points. Martinez takes the lead with 18. Ludo Max has got 15 points. That's third place right now. Maddie Hers with 3 points is fourth place. 8 to go. These 3 have been very impressive tonight. An incredible athletic feat that they've been able to pull off as they've stayed away from this field of also very strong riders for so long. They're starting to close this down a little bit as they may come up and make the catch here. And as they do that, those tag-alongs will technically go down the lap and then be re-eligible for sprints. So a little interesting situation. When you go down a lap, you lose 20 points though. So that's a bit of a hole you get into in terms of points racing. So there we go. We just have the connection happen. The field's all together again. Our tag-alongs are down a lap and the leaders are back into a field. They may well sit up and let some other riders move in, but we'll see how long they are okay with that formation as our 3 riders in the lead of the race now move into the middle of the field. Martinez, the rider in blue, white, and yellow, is the points leader currently by just a single point over John Bowie, the rider in black and green that's been out in front for most of this race. Closely followed by Ludo Max for Beat Cycling with 15. Points next lap. Everyone's eligible for points again. Haldy moving things along, number 34. He pulls it up and out of the way for Vern Cole, and now going down the back straight, we've got some new names called that we haven't heard from in a while that are going to try to find some big points. Maddie Hers, one of them. Number 15 from the middle of the field makes a big move here, and he's been really doing the cleanup duty in a lot of these sprints. He says, I finally want to get 5 for my efforts, darn it. Let's go get it. Maddie Hers out front for 5. Nolan Adams for 3. Alex Siegel for 2, and I think Andy Baker may have found the 1, but we'll wait to confirm. Getting a good view of Andy Baker's move off the front as he swings up high. If you're watching the stream, getting a nice, good look at the action right on the track. Andy Baker, number 4 here in the white jersey. At 4 to go. 3 to go. Baker at the front, Galen Erickson, and John Bowie with him. Still leading the race, our early race leaders, Martinez with 18, Bowie with 17, Ludomax with 15. After that, I've got Matty Hers in 4th with 8. And in 5th with 3 is Nolan Adams. Miller, Baker, and Erickson I have all with 1 apiece, and Alex Siegel's got 2. Big last sprint upcoming. Oh man, here we go. 1 to go. Finally, the last lap of this crazy race. Bowie's off the front again as he's got more power left. He wants to win this thing, and he's got enough to go off the front again. All he needs to do is get something more than Martinez in this sprint to win the race. Galen Erickson is the rider in the blue and red at the back straight right now, who's going to be overtaken by Baker, who now gets a big acceleration. He wants to move up into the finishing places as well. Again, all Bowie needs to do is finish in front of Martinez and get a point in this sprint to win it all, and it looks like he will be able to do that. John Bowie sprinting off the front after being out of this field for so long. He wins the sprint, 10 more points, put a nail in the coffin, and call it good for Liquid Velo. Woo! Nicely raced for number 3. Baker will find 6 points in the final sprint as well. Galen Erickson will find 4 more. An exciting finish and a great race. Liquid Velo will take the big feature race for the night for the Cat 1-2 men. Women competitors are coming up next. They are followed by our final field of the night, the Cat 4 men. Hey, I want to remind you, if you're having a good time, do not forget, we're here every Friday as long as it's not raining. Friday night racing, 7 o'clock, right here at the Velodrome. Enjoy a beautiful evening with us out here. Cheer on some local athletes and have a great time. And soon we might even be able to serve you some food and beverage too. Check back for more if you want to make sure you're up to date on those updates. Again, head to the socials at JB Velodrome to learn more. Our program director wants me to know and wants you to know that the mountain is very beautiful right now in the color of the evening sun, and that is a very good view we have over corner 1. Lucky us. Yeah, we're going to take a look at the stream on here in case you're not able to enjoy the beauty of the Pacific Northwest on display. I was just having a conversation with some strangers before this race, and we were talking about we got to pinch ourselves to remind ourselves how awesome it is and how beautiful the place we live in. Pretty cool. Women competitors coming on out for your points race, out for the neutral. A 4x5, so 20 laps of racing, about ready to start. I want to thank you again. I see some folks making their way out from the park today, and appreciate having such a good turnout today. So many fans to cheer on our athletes. Really appreciate it. We know these nights can go on a little bit long, but we hope to see you again here at the Velodrome and appreciate both your support and patronage of the Velodrome, helping keep the sport alive up here in Redmond, Washington. We're proud of our facility and our community. So thank you again for being a part of it today. All right, first lap of racing, first bell, 16 to go. Hey, I got a call out here on the YouTube for Nick Martinez and for Ludo Max. It's Francisco Pons saying hi. Yeah, he's waving. All right, there you go. We got to wave back. Here, go into the infield for a second on the camera. Let's take a look at the infield. Nick Martinez was waving. There you go. Yeah. Friends, awesome. Good to hear from some former racers out there watching the stream. Cool. See, 19 to go. Same format for the points again, so we're going to get our first leaders after a couple more laps, and the bell will happen at 16 to go. They just saw 19 as Emily Alexander probably fiercely cheering on her teammate in that last race as John Bowie picks it up. The Liquid Velo squad happy for that one. She's sporting the yellow bike frame, pulls out of the way and gives room for one of our juniors to take the front spot. $17 to go. It's Annette Williams at the front of the field. Kelly Darlene, the rider behind her. Mara Edwards, third in the lineup. Bell next lap. And our very first sprinted away, it's going to be Annette Williams. And, oh, it looks like around the outside is going to go to number 208 for the 3 points. So Wade Easley for 3, and I got Emily Alexander finding 2 there. Nice, getting some help from the home crowd. 14 laps to go, and our early race leader, Annette Williams, for Center Cycles. She's got number 102 on her back. Second place is 3 points currently, Catherine Wade Easley, number 208 for the UBC team. In third place with 2 points for Liquid Velo is Emily Alexander. Kelly Darlene has 1 point, currently good for fourth. $13 to go. Race leader of the race at the front of the field right now is Annette. Pulls up and out of the way. $12 to go. Edwards pulls to the right, making way for Leah Holslander. Next sprint underway. Our rider in second at the front of the field. Wade Easley, number 208. Sitting in the sprinter's lane at the lead position. Watch the middle of the field start to swell up as the lead position. Very hard to win this sprint from, but she's still holding on to it. Coming through the straight, or out of the turn now, it's going to be still Wade Easley at the lead of it. We'll see if anyone else can swing out and catch on to her speed. Wade Easley holding on. It's going to be Annette Williams now making the second effort. Williams, Wade Easley, Darlene Edwards. Leading the race still Williams with now 10 points. Our second place rider currently Catherine Wade Easley with 6. Kelly Darlene with 3. Sitting in third. 2 points for Emily Alexander and 1 point for Amara Edwards. Eight to go. 8 to go here. Murphy Field moving across, catching a couple of our juniors and bringing them back into the fold, but that's going to be part of the racing action here in our women's field. Amara Edwards now at the front of the group as they head into the back straight. Heather Nielsen and the women competitors get a nice round of applause from those over in turn 4. 7 to go. Cat 4 men coming up next. And that'll actually be our last race of the night. One more points race to go. A 4x4 points race for the Cat 4 men on deck here shortly. We're going to be getting our second to last bell in just a moment. There's that bell. It's 6 to go. 6 to go. Emily Alexander from the front position with Amara Edwards marking the wheel and trying to hold on as they go down the back straight now, with Alexander still pulling out the drag race. The middle of the field starting to surge a little bit. We'll see into turn 3 some acceleration from the middle of the group. Edwards not able to find a way to get out as Darlene accelerates over the top, as well as Annette Williams stuck down the sprinter's lane a little bit. It'll be Darlene trying to find 5 over Williams. It'll be Williams, Darlene, Nielsen, and Wade Easley. Race leader Williams with 15. Second place currently Wade Easley with 7. Immediately followed in third place by Darlene with 6. 2 points to both Emily Alexander and Heather Nielsen currently, with 1 point for Amara Edwards. Those are the official points totals. Next sprint will be the last, and it will be double points. Our race leader The rider with the most number of points currently is Annette Williams, and she is racing in bib number 102, the 4th rider in that lineup right now in the sprinters lane. More interesting right now is between Darlene and Wade Easley. Only 1 point separating them with 3 to go. Darlene number 101, Wade Easley number 208, riding up near that blue line now. Annette okay to move up to the front here and about to hear the 2 to go mark as she comes onto the home straight. Emily Alexander watching her wheel at the moment. 2 to go. Setting up for this last sprint, all the riders sitting a little high, getting ready to really re-accelerate things as Catherine Wade Easley finds herself at the lead position with the bell ringing. Lamar Edwards and Annette Williams will slot in behind. Happy to follow her lead efforts. Wade Easley just trying to make sure she's at least ahead of Darlene in this final sprint if she can. She's trying to hold on to second place. Annette Williams likely will not be denied being at the front of this field as she makes a big move down the back straight. Plenty of strength in her legs left for a big move. Look at this. So the sprinting left behind is going to be Edwards, Wade Easley, and Darlene. Here's our race winner. Annette Williams putting on another clinic this week in the women's field. It'll be Edwards and Darlene just ahead of Wade Easley. I think giving the nod to Darlene in that close one between her and Wade Easley. Couple more finishers here before we bring out our next field. Get a mixed field tonight. Our women also including some junior competitors. Let's give them a round of applause for a great race night tonight. Our junior competitors here in this field. Coming on track, Cat 4 is our final race of the night. We've got a 4x4 points race to close out on this fantastic Friday night program. Threes and 1-2s, Cat 3s and Cat 1-2s. We're going to try to do your podiums real quickly here. So if you're podiumed in your group, so it sounds like those Omniums are being finalized, so there's a little bit of a delay there. So we'll try to get those out and finish. There's a little bit that needs to be sorted out, and then we'll be able to do those podium pictures. Apologize. Currently on the track, in the neutral, the Cat 4 men for their last race today and their last race of our program. We've got one more points race going on here. Thanks for sticking around with us. This field has been good racing all day too, so we look forward to one more good event here. We'll be back for more racing action again at the same time next week. So if you've had any bit of fun today or you enjoy cheering on the local athletes, come on out for some more racing next week at 7 o'clock. As we got more all throughout the summer, we race into the month of September, our final week of racing. So you can look forward to it. 16 to go and the race is underway. Points will be going out every 4 laps in this race. The first bell, 13 to go, and bang! The sound of the whistle was more exciting than I thought. Kyle Wills, and Team Wills Dynasty moving out, our Cincinnati competitor. Hometown of Cincinnati. Makes an early move. The field is not content with that one, so they'll do some work to bring him back. Say, hey man, chill out. We got a race here. Stick with us. 15 to go. So the field reconvenes. On the looks of it, that's Parker Stanford of the junior team, now trying to move out the front. At 14 laps remaining, he looks around to notice he's got one other in the same color as him. That's going to be Peter Gilchrist, number 401. At the front of the strung out field is number 420, Stan Douglas. Douglas doing some work to bring the lead juniors back into the group as he's going to continue to accelerate here. I'm going to probably put a gamble in that he's making a bit of a move here to get some early points in the race, as he knows this is the bell lap. 13 to go, points next lap. A nice read here from number 415 also. Carson Funt in a good position as the bell rings. Mr. G in the pink team is moving up. The middle of the field is accelerating though, and it's going to be Spranger and eventually Fowler also coming into position for this sprint. Funt left without much room to maneuver, will stay behind Stan Douglas. It's going to be Spranger, Will Fowler. Whoa! I think Ritter might have found it for 3 points, not the 5. It is going to be Ritter finding 3 points. So the call there is Spranger for 5, Ritter for 3, Fowler 2, 1 point for Mr. G. Mr. G is the rider in the pink team of Dyna Racing, number 434. Scott Grinsel in there. Was the last rider to find points in that previous sprint. So early race leader Joe Spranger at the front of the field right now, guarding both the sprinter's lane and the high approach as he looks left and right. Now finding that blue line and just waiting to see who will go on the attack next. As he knows, once again, we are sprinting. A 4x4 moves quick. Grinsel here again moving. Nice timing for him as he opens up a couple bike lengths. It looks like the field having to recover quickly as Mike Ritter, the next closest rider to him. Spranger still contesting. Fowler finding his speed as well. Oh man, the juniors are coming, but it's going to still be Mr. G for 5. Spranger trying to hold on for the 3 points. Fowler looking for 2. Carson Funt will find a single point there. I have our race leader as Spranger with 8 points. Joe Spranger followed by Scott Grinsel. He's got 6 points. After that, 4 points to Will Fowler in third and 3 points to Mike Ritter in fourth. 1 point to Karsten Funt, currently good for 5th. The riders under the Greg cycle sign in turn 2 are in the chase. Our main field in the front of the race. Now just going under the Stanley sign over there in turn 3.
And as we're in between sprints here, men 3 Omnium. Can I have, in this order, Will Harrison, Henry Kaiser, and John Levy. Join me for podiums. Will, Henry, John.
Just saw 6 to go. Next lap, we'll have a bell. The second to last one, and then we'll have that big double sprint still upcoming, and that, again, will be very important in this race. Is unlikely with a shorter points race like this, anybody is going to have a massive points total. Five to go, and there's that bell. Gritzel at the front of the field. Karsten Funt making a bit of a move here as well. In a good position and really good timing for the youngster. He slides down to the sprinter's lane and finds himself accelerating ahead of the field. Now he's got the hard job of staying away from this fast field right behind him. It will be Spranger finding the front again as they exit the turn. Fowler holding onto his wheel. Fowler! 5 for Fowler, 3 for Spranger, 2 for, I believe, Luca. Close for the 1 point. Not entirely comfortable calling that one. Three to go. So it will be Karsten Funt getting the lone point at the end of that previous sprint.
And for the 1-2 Omnium, can I have in this order, John, Ludo, and Nick?
So Jacob Luna finding the 2 points in the last sprint. Our current race leader, though, Joe Spranger now with 11, closely followed by Will Fowler with 9. So the lead of the race, just 2 points separating those two riders. Scott Grinzel still sitting there close as well in third place with 6. I got Ritter with 3, Funt and Luna with 2 each. And here it comes, the big double sprint. Cincinnati trying to ride away a little bit here, but it may not be enough as the bell is ringing for the big final 10, 6, 4, and 2 on the lead of the last lap tonight. Who's going to find it now as Spranger's been just riding with this race very well tonight? Can he find one more big sprint? Fowler is right there, as is Mike Ritter. Dyna Racing still in this. No one else close enough yet to contest. It just looks like Spranger and Fowler are rolling downhill now with Ritter trying to find some way to come around the top of the two. It'll be Spranger for 10, Fowler for 6, Ritter for 4. And we're going to give 2 more points. Mr. G on the back end of that one should keep him in the top place as well. It will be Spranger, our winner. Will Fowler will hold on for second place. Ritter and Scott Grinzel will be up there in the final spots as well.
Women podium, Annette Kelly, and me. Annette Kelly, come here. Hey, Joe. Congrats on your upgrade, Joe. Woo!
Nice. Someone out in the crowd tonight gave some donation for a premium amount that we will use for that use. It was difficult to find a good place for tonight, but we will get it out to the field. I promise. We still have it, and it will be for the 3 and the 4s as requested. So we appreciate that premium donation. We will make use of it in a program that it fits in really well, usually in a scratch race, although we can find other places for it if we're smart. So thank you again for that. I want to thank everybody here that made racing fun and eventful this evening. A thanks to our competitors, our athletes, for making the trip out here and making racing so fun and entertaining for all of us. I thank our attendees for sticking through all the way to the end of the night. Appreciate it if you're still here. If you're online, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family. Let them know what's going on here in Redmond. We got good things going on in Redmond, and we'd like the rest of the world to know about it. So please share with anybody and everybody that's willing to hear about it. Thank you again for being here with us on this fantastic evening. We look forward to hosting more racing with you here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.